A very good morning to another person here. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Bharati, a BCom CE from Erode Arts and Science College. And today I am going to talk about the topic is the Visual Basics 6.0. The first slide is Introduction to the Client Server. Yeah. The client server is a computational architecture that involving the client process request from server. And this is a client server computing is the logical extension and module programming to dividing for the part of the one area to another area. That is the client and server concept. You have to receive the server client and requesting the information to be the part of the client server. And the And this one is the internet, how to working concerned with the internet process to the client and server concept. And it was a unique. We have to giving a different more number of clients to be involving in the particular server. So, and the data are connecting to the more number of unique difference of informations to combinations to the different kind of client. It will be processed to the internet and the maximum number of data protectivity. That is called the main basic function of server. So we have to show in the backups and server and data protection. These are the categories are very involving to the much more needed to the client and server concept. Next, we have to discussing about the client process. What are the process involving to the client? Yeah, the client is process a program that send a message to the server program. It is unit of information we have to serving to the send and receiving the information. It should be the client of the many process. And the program usually manage the user applications, all the kind of applications using for the manual systems. It validates the data entered by user, dispatch a request to the server program, and sometimes executed the business logic. It will be some executions of the program should be contented to the business server ethics. That's it. The point is very, very important. And if they interact with the monitor and keyboard, central processing unit and the peripheral devices, etc. All the things are involving to the client process. It is a unit. Yeah, this one is the next level of client and server process. You have to giving the information, any kind of information to the request from the server, and it will be receiving the response and giving the information to a process. That kind of the networking system, through the networking system to receiving the information and giving the response. And next one is the server process. It is also the same reaction to giving the request and receiving the response. So a server process is a program that fulfills the client request by the programming task to require. So any kind of requirement to giving the request to the client, and it will be receiving the request and giving the response to her. And the server program generally receiving the request from the client program. Yeah, also already have told the giving the request and receiving the response. To execute the data basic retrieval and update and manage the data integrity, which means the data integrity means the accuracy of the data. That is calling the data integrity to giving the response the accurate value of information. This is the main kind of the server process. Here, the next level of client and server process to integrate the maximum level of output. For example, the open XML data information to giving the response to the multi one. The more number of data are giving the information to collaborate with the XML process and the loan applications and also the financial analysis model and the data surveillance and the internal auditing of the loan template assets. So that is a different kind of clients to giving the request from the server. So the server giving the request and including to all the content to giving the response. That is the client and server for the normal level of exam. Finally, the benefits of the client server. So many kind of benefits are available for the client server process. For example, probably the designed client server provider, a company and its employee with the resourcing benefits. So proper construction of the client server system to giving the maximum number of effort and giving the responsible to the company oriented systems and resolving the benefits. And it providing the instant access to the information for decision making and facilities, the communication and reducing the time effort and also the cost. So many things are available. For example, to the giving the effortless of the maximum level of communication system to reducing the time concerns for the accurate of the client server process. A well-designed client server system to provide easy access to the all the information that needed to get the job done. It is a simplifying the work and automated process. It should be giving the maximum level of benefits to the client server. Next one is the increasing productivity. How it is using the increasing productivity of the client server? Yeah, here it is. The client server system increases its user productivity by providing them the tools to complete the task faster and more easily. The point is very, very important. How it should be using the increasing the productivity? It's simple. The client server also giving the maximum level of accurate values and more the information. That should be to done our jobs are very, very easily and simply and faster. That is the point of increasing productivity. And it automated, validated information, interact with the performance, calculated and reducing the duplicate data entry. So here it is, the duplicated data entry was maximum less number of unwanted information or unwanted data are reduced. So that kind of the productivity was automatically increased. And finally, the client server system can be integrated with email document and imaging the group where to additional productivity gains. So here it's a very, very necessary point to how it is interact with the client and server process to increasing the productivity. I will show this kind of slide. I have to the manual imaging concept of the productivity to increasing for the client and server process. For example, the customers, different kind of area and different kind of weather to the customers, and also the printer, PC, mobile, smartphone, and all wireless communication system PC. These are all the categories of the different kind of users. They have to requesting from the information to the receiver. So, and also the unique server to giving all the response, all the request to receiving, and it should be the process will be executed for the single kind of request. So that is the manual of imaging to the productivity of increasing system. And this side, I would like to clarify the downsizing and upsizing of the content. The downsizing involving the porting applications from the mainframe and mid-range computers of the local area network. This kind of LAN communication system to giving the maximum level of inputs to receiving the server. And it should be responsible only for a local area network system. And it is the host automatically provides the service that must be added to the LAN service. It's a unique difference between the minimum level of mid-range computers or normal level of integration to the part of the data. And this is an image system. Here, the search form of search engine, that is called the intax, the another name of server. It should be receiving the one-to-many concept, one server to responding the maximum number of clients. It is the concept of one-to-many to using the local area networking system. And this slide, we have to expand it for the client server model. What are the models are available for the client server system? Here, the client server system can be classified based on the way of which a system have been built. The most widely accepted range of classifications came from the Gratzite group, which is the Gratzite group is the one of the advanced client server model to communicate with each other to the user and the clients. They have to maximum flexible information to mid-range of and maximum level of hard level computer system. And there are the model demonstrated the client issues request and receiving than one or more server. It is a unique process to more than one server to connect it with multiple cases to interact with the client. It is very, very important for the client server model. This slide, I would like to explain the client server model benefits to giving a ratio of the internet to connecting to the server for maximum level of clients. So different different ratios, different kind of environment the clients are request from the server to communicate it with the networking system. So that is called another one of model. That is the advanced model to communicate each other with maximum level of information to get their own business or education system and also the etc. to the business environment. It is a model is very like unique configuration. Here, what are the distributed representation data? The distributed representation means that both the client server machine format, the displayed presented to the end user. It's a kind of unique method to deserving all the information to store and displaying the maximum level of users. So that is the distributed representation. For example, to the communication, it is easiest model to provide the terminal eliminations the client discussed to the applications. The terminal eliminations mean the reducing the large amount of unwanted data. It should be clear and quality output. I can show is the client server presentation to large amount of data to communicate and interact with each other to the client and server process. Finally, it's very, very important to the client server architecture. There is classified 2-tier and 3-tier architecture. The 2-tier architecture, which means classified into the basic content of ideally to small environment into the large amount of data. The 2-tier client server architecture, it is interface in usually located the user development environment and also the data base management server containing the stored procedure to the triggers. It's like unique. They have to communicate it with maximum more content of data and to respond to the accuracy of the data value to the user. That's what we have to using the 2-tier or 3-tier conventional. The conventional method was using to propagate with the maximum data. I would like to show here you can see the 2-tier architecture database systems manually how to expand it for the data source to giving the response and receiving the information to the client applications. The maximum one or more applications, it should be called the 2-tier conventional interface. just see that the difference between two-tier and three-tier architecture. It's communicated to the agent between client and server. That is called introducing the three-tier architecture. It's whatever it may be, the agent should be comes from information to split it around the near a server. It helps to collecting the result and reducing the signal response to the client. The maximum information to collected with the agent system, the three-tier architecture, database architecture to performing to a maximum level of information to collect them, and it should be receiving all the kind of servers. Yeah, I would like to show you the three-tier client server architecture. First one is presentation layer, second one is application layer, and the third one is database layer. They have to performing three type of layers to be advanced type of prototype to giving their client server process. And the presentation layer should be maximum level of data are presented for the different kind of communications. And it should be transferred to the application layer, and the application layer was integrated with the more kind of data to from the receiver. And finally the database layer to performing the work manually and giving the output to proper intimation of the client. In that slide, we have to discussing about the technical architecture. The technical architecture are complemented and invited already underway, such as effective according to the definitions of enterprise architecture. It should be performing the functional and the technical equipment. So technically the functional of information to the architecture, such as giving the responsible for technical level. It should be avoided the error data and unwanted mismatching data are already to rectifying the accurate value system. And three main areas being addressed to the defining technical architecture. There is conceptual, logical, and the physical architecture. Yeah, here it is so. The technical architecture how to function. It is also maintaining the same presentation layer or application layer and the database layer. It is giving the maximum level of errors to the technical system. It's finally I would like to share the application architecture. So the application architecture is used in the business. It is focused on how they interact with each other. So it is focusing for interaction to common people to the normal kind of data. They have to split it into the multi-level information. And the applications are also specified and basic and business to require the functional of requirement. All the requirement to needed and requesting to the information, that kind of the functional data should be evaluated. It means the meaning of how to multiple applications are providing to the themselves. So multiple applications to be same at a time functionally, it should be function for the application architecture only. So finally I concluded my work that three-tier architecture how to climb to the client server and business logic tier and database tier. There is a three kind of database tiers to ultimate process to giving the extraordinary data to giving the users. So basically the client and server concept is very ultimate process to using environment and educational or non-educational to the maximum common of users. Thank you so much for the interaction.